Hello everyone! Today we're going to be talking about two-dimensional figures. There are many different shapes that fall under the category of two-dimensional figures, and we will go into detail on the most popular of those shapes. The goal of this video is to better familiarize yourself with two-dimensional, or 2D, shapes, so you can help your child grasp the idea of 2D figures. This video will seek to check off the standard 5GB4, which asks students to classify two-dimensional figures in a hierarchy based on properties. Let's begin. This is me. My name is Emily, and I will be guiding us through different two-dimensional shapes. Here you can see our standard fully written out. Here is the list of 2D shapes we will be discussing today. These are shapes your elementary schooler will most definitely come across. They are the circle, triangle, square, rectangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, parallelogram, rhombus, quadrilateral, and trapezoid. Now, what's special is all these shapes are polygons except for our circle. Well, what is a polygon, you ask? A polygon is a two-dimensional figure with at least 3 straight sides and angles. These shapes are also all closed figures, meaning there are no openings along the perimeter or the outside of the shape. Let's start talking about our most basic shape, the circle. The circle is a two-dimensional figure that is a closed figure. It has no angles, no sides, and its center is equidistant to any point on the outside or the perimeter of the shape. Good examples of circles in real life are wheels, an entire pizza, and a coaster that you put your drink on. Here is the triangle. Triangles have 3 sides. All 3 angles of the triangle equal to 180 degrees. Good examples of triangles in real life are one side of a pyramid, a tortilla chip, or road signs. This is a square. Squares have 4 sides. All sides on a square are the same length, and all the angles are the same as well. Each angle in a square is 90 degrees. Good examples of squares in real life are tables, a slice of bread, a slice of cheese, or a cracker. Here is our rectangle. Rectangles also have 4 sides. In a rectangle, the opposite sides on either side of the rectangle are the same lengths. All angles inside a rectangle are 90 degrees. Good examples of rectangles in real life are televisions, whiteboards, and books. Let's get into some more unique shapes, beginning with the pentagon. Pentagons have 5 sides, which means it also has 5 angles. Good examples of pentagons in real life is the U.S. Department of Defense in Washington, D.C. From the pentagon, we will continue to build up on the amount of sides the shape has. This shape is a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides, which means it also has 6 angles. All of the sides are the same length in a hexagon. A great example of a hexagon in real life are the sides of a soccer ball. Now let's talk about an octagon. Octagons have 8 sides, which again means the shape has 8 angles. All sides in an octagon are also the same length. A very common example of octagons in real life are stop signs. Next, we're going to talk about parallelograms. Parallelograms are shapes that have 4 sides. Opposite sides in a parallelogram are parallel. Good examples of parallelograms are squares, rhombuses, and rectangles. You heard me say that funny word rhombus. Well, what is a rhombus? A rhombus is a two-dimensional figure that has four sides. It also has opposite acute angles. Acute angles simply means the angles inside the shape are less than 90 degrees. A good example of a rhombus is a diamond. Another example is a kite. Another funny two-dimensional shape is a trapezoid. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with only one pair of parallel sides. A good example is a lampshade. The last two-dimensional figure we will be talking about today is a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is any shape that has four straight sides. Examples are all figures that we've already discussed: squares, rhombuses, rectangles, and trapezoids. Let's discuss a sample problem. In this problem, I asked the child to identify the quadrilaterals in all the shapes pictured here. Let's see what possible options we can come up with. The child may initially circle all the shapes with straight sides, leaving the circle as not a choice. This is incorrect because the child is assuming a quadrilateral is any shape with straight sides. However, if we go back to the definition of a quadrilateral, we will understand a quadrilateral is any shape that has four sides. Let's see if the child can improve. Allowing the child to try the problem again lets the child choose all the shapes that have four sides. In this case, it's our trapezoid and our parallelogram. Yay! Let's talk about some misconceptions your child may run into. They may think that a ball is a two-dimensional shape or that a Rubik's Cube is a two-dimensional shape. However, we know these are three-dimensional shapes. This can be very confusing for a child because three-dimensional shapes are more common in everyday life. It's important to emphasize to your child that two-dimensional shapes make up one plane or side of a three-dimensional shape. Simple shapes like the ones we discussed are two-dimensional. Your child may try to make it harder. It's important to keep it as simple as possible. There are two-dimensional shapes all around us. I hope that this video familiarized yourself with the different two-dimensional figures that you will come across. I hope you have fun with your child as you discover and talk about two-dimensional shapes. I encourage you to go around your house or go out in the real world and find two-dimensional figures together. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Happy hunting!